We've all been there. There were so many gunfights where in the end I'm left wondering how the hell did I lose that? And while I did win some gunfights, I found myself losing a lot of fights because my aim was just bad. Hi guys, my name is Leon. I've been playing Warzone for the last 2 years, and having a good consistent aim was something I was having trouble with. And a few of you guys might be in the same spot. So today I'll be sharing 6 important things I realized why my aim was bad and how I improved on each one. So the first thing that you want to tweak is your vertical and your horizontal sensitivity. So when you do increase the setting, it allows you to move your crosshairs quicker from side to side, or it can allow you to turn a 180 a lot faster. But if you increase the setting too much, you'll find that you'll have to correct your aim because you start overshooting. So if you find yourself in that situation, lowering your sensitivity is probably a good idea. The second part of the sensitivity settings is the ADS multiplier. So this setting kicks in whenever we're aiming down sights, and this ADS setting works as a multiplier based on your regular sensitivity. Basically, just remember this formula. Regular sensitivity multiplied by your ADS multiplier equals your ADS sensitivity. So by fine-tuning this multiplier, we're able to make the small adjustments we need whenever we're aiming down sights without compromising our movement to center properly on our targets. So what you can do to see if you have your settings dialed down right is basically go into a building or a house on the map and run through every room multiple times as fast as you can. And what you want to do is you can't touch the walls and your crosshairs must be pointed towards the doors or entrances. And the reason why we want to keep our crosshairs at the doors is we kind of want to simulate an in-game situation where an enemy could suddenly come in. So if our centering is a little bit off, then we would have to spend a second to adjust our aim. Whereas if our centering was always on target at the entrances, we can immediately start shooting. So if you find that your centering is a little bit off or that you're bumping into walls a lot in a house or whenever you're indoors, then it's probably a good idea to lower your sensitivity just a little bit. If you find yourself not being able to turn quick enough as you'd like, you can increase your sensitivity. But on the other hand, if you keep stumbling and have trouble centering your crosshairs at the entrances, your sense might be a bit too high. So the key is finding the right balance between being able to smoothly move around the map, loot fast, and still be able to center your aim without the need to correct at your opponents if they come running in. So over time, I noticed my aim was getting better, I was hitting a lot more shots, and obviously I was getting a lot more kills. But I always had trouble when I faced someone with really good movement. So I did have a fix for that, and I noticed that I was lacking in a certain type of movement. And no, I'm not talking about bunny hops or slide cancels. It was actually something a lot more simple and very overlooked. And that was something called strafing. So for those that don't know, strafing is when you move side to side, usually when shooting or dodging. And the reason why strafing is so crucial in gunfights is not only do you increase your chances of your enemies missing their shots, but you can add another layer to your aim. So if you're facing above average players and they're looking like this, then I found strafing to work very well. But one major advantage of strafing during a gunfight, and that not a lot of people know about, is that strafing actually increases your aim assist. If you're a controller player, you want to be strafing on almost all of your gunfights. We're all familiar with the slowdown we get when we aim close to a player. However, that is only one half of the aim assist in Warzone. The other half is something called rotational aim assist, and the only way to trigger that is to move with your left analog stick. If you're standing still, rotational aim assist does not kick in, but once you start strafing, having this rotational aim assist can determine the outcome of so many gunfights simply because you increase your aim while decreasing your enemy's aim. This simple movement is easy to apply and you don't have to be a movement god to start seeing results. And if you're on mouse and keyboard, strafing is still important because it allows you to make those micro adjustments when tracking an enemy player. So start practicing strafing, and like me, you'll start noticing that you're winning gunfights a lot more often. At this point, controlling recoil became relatively easy until I tried a new gun. The problem was using a different gun, they all felt different to me. They all had different levels of recoil and it always threw my aim off. So I had to ask myself, how good am I in controlling recoil? And that brings me to my third reason, picking the right attachments based on your skill in recoil management. So when you start picking your attachments, first thing you want to do is be truthful to yourself and ask how skilled you are in controlling recoil. If you're pretty advanced, then you probably don't even need to watch this video. You can just pick whatever you want and call it a day. But as for myself, I felt I was kind of in the beginner/intermediate category. So if you're just like me, we want to make sure we're picking the correct attachments to reduce the recoil for the gun we're using. Now there are trade-offs. Normally, if we want the gun to have the least recoil as possible, then usually this means sacrificing something else, such as your sprinting speed, ADS time, or maybe it even increases your time to kill. And sometimes this can be a better option. There is no point in picking certain attachments that might increase your movement or decreasing your time to kill when you can't hit your shots properly. Once my recoil control started getting better, that was when I started playing around with the attachments. But that was only when I felt confident with my ability to control recoil. My aim has gotten a lot better at this point, but there's always room for improvement. I decided to watch a few streamers and took some notes. What do these high-level players have in common, but I'm lacking? And I noticed it was their shot placement, and that was something I can definitely improve on. And that brings me to my next point, aiming for the center of mass. The first reason why we should aim for the upper chest is because aiming there usually has a higher damage value compared to their arms or legs, and aiming for the chest means a faster time to kill. The second reason is that the upper chest is the biggest target. Even if someone is jumping, sliding, or running at an angle, the upper chest is the largest target zone. Simply put, aiming at center of mass or the upper chest means more damage plus less shots missed. To take it a step further, when you're aiming for their upper chest, don't just aim for their general area. Try to aim at the dead center. If you're aiming for a headshot, the same applies. Aim right in the middle. If you've heard of the term aim small, miss small, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Rather than aiming at the whole target, aim at a small section. This way, if you miss, you're not really missing. You just missed the small part of the target that you were aiming for. Aiming like this takes a conscious decision when I approach gunfights, and it takes some practice. However, it made such a huge difference whether I missed a few bullets or none at all. Now, the last and final reason why my aim caused me to lose a lot of gunfights is not really a gameplay mechanic, but more of a personal issue, and that's panicking. A sense of panic can happen when a team is pushing you or when you're alone during a gunfight in the last zone. Basically, panicking can happen anytime during any high pressure situation and can leave you feeling frazzled and missing a lot of shots. One thing that has helped calm me in these moments is to force myself to slow things down by either waiting or repositioning myself back to a neutral ground. By doing this, I'm able to catch my breath for a few seconds, refocus, and when I'm calm again, I get back in the gunfight. I had to force myself to do this in these situations until it became a habit. So be calm, don't rush your shots, and only shoot when you 100% know you will be able to get the down. Panicking can still happen from time to time, and it's something that only goes away with repetition. So if you find yourself still panicking, it just means you haven't been in these situations enough. So just keep getting the reps in, learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and over time, the nervousness will go away. And that is it, guys. Getting great aim in Warzone doesn't happen overnight, but the process can be simple when you know what to improve on. So if you follow the 6 key things in this video, I promise you will get better in your aim because it helped me. So tell me in the comments below, what was your favorite part in the video? Was there something I missed? Let me know. And if you feel like you took something useful away, hit that like button, click that subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'll be uploading videos every week on Sunday and you don't want to miss it. And until then, YouTube, peace.